Today I'm going to be making a really simple one, and these are my classic shortbread wedges. And here are the ingredients that we need. I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of regular butter. This is salted butter I'm using in this recipe, and I also have 3/4 of a cup of icing sugar. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. Okay, so our first step is to get our butter into the bowl, and then we're going to take our icing sugar and get that in there. This is an extremely easy recipe. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cream the butter and the sugar together. Whenever we're making cookies or anything like this, you always want to cream the fat and the sugar together. And the warmer your butter, the better off you'll be. So I'm going to keep on doing this, and I'll be back in a minute. This is not even a minute later, and you can see how nicely this is really combined. And it's gotten very light and fluffy. And that's what I'm looking for. And there we go, that's good. And our next step is to get in all our flour. And today I'm sifting my flour. You don't have to, but I just feel like doing it today, so there we go. To sift or not to sift, that is the question. There we go. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. So now what we're going to do, just going to combine this. So I'll keep going at this and I'll be back in a second. So I've been mixing this for a good minute or so, and everything is really well incorporated now. So that's it on this recipe. So I just want to clean my beaters off. There we go. Okay, perfect. Now, I used salted butter in this recipe. If you're using unsalted butter, all you have to do is add in a teaspoon of salt to this recipe. Okay, so that's the end of this stage. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put this right into a tart pan. Okay, so I've cleaned up my work area, and what I have here is a 9-inch tart pan with a removable bottom. And this is going to make it extremely easy to remove our shortbread later. So what I'm going to do at this point now is I'm going to get all of our beautiful shortbread, and I'm going to get it into our tart shell. And shortbread is just amazing. With 3 ingredients, 3 simple ingredients, you can make such amazing cookies. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start forming this into our little tart pan. And to make this easier, I'm going to get myself a little bit of saran wrap, plastic wrap, and we're going to get that on there. Okay, I've just got a little bit of plastic wrap here, and I do have a little bit of stuff on my spatula. I'm just going to get that off. I don't want to waste any. There we go. Okay, so get your plastic wrap on here. And it's amazing how well this works with your hands. So later on we're going to bake this for 1 hour at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. We want a really slow oven, and we're going to gently bake our shortbread. Okay, I just want to make sure that we got this all down. So basically what you want to do is just get this nicely packed in there and try to make it nice and even on the top. Okay. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to chill this in the fridge for about a half an hour. If you want to chill a little longer, that's fine too. But I'm going to pop this in for about 30 minutes and then I'll be back. Okay, so my shortbread has chilled down in the fridge, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take my bench scraper. You can use a knife, and what we want to do is just make little wedge marks. So try to get right in the middle. I'm not directly over this, so I can't see very well. But I'm just going to do my little wedge marks, just like that. I'm going to go all the way down. There we go. And I'm going to make this one here a little smaller, just like that. And there we go. Okay? So then what I'm going to do is, I've got a little cookie cutter here, and I'm just going to put it in the middle and push it down. And you can either bake it with that in there or not. It doesn't really matter. That will just make it easier to get everything out. I'm going to leave it in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wooden skewer, and I'm just going to put little holes. What you can do is you can use a fork if you don't have a wooden skewer. This just makes nicer size holes. It's decorative, but what it also does is it gets the hot air into the cookie and lets it bake more uniformly. So just go around and just put quite a few holes everywhere. If you have kids, let them do this part. This is very fun. They always love to do this. There we go. And if you're wondering, you don't have to have all the wedges the same size, because some people want, perhaps a larger wedge, and some people don't want a large wedge. They want something much smaller. So you can just cut them different sizes. And there we go. Doesn't that look nice? Okay, so now I'm going to pop that into my 300-degree oven for 1 hour. So I'll see you in quite a while. Okay, my shortbread has been out of the oven for about 10 minutes now. I baked it for a total of 60 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. It's still very hot. And what I want to do now is I want to get out the middle piece. That's very hot. I'll pop that out. Whoops. We'll just get that little piece out in the middle. And there we go. There's a little snack. And then what I want to do is while it's still hot, I'm just going to take a knife and I just want to recut my little cuts. And you want to do that while the shortbread is still warm. So just go along very carefully and just do your little cuts. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to let my shortbread cool down completely, and I'll show you the finished product on my little turntable a lot closer up, and you'll see the final product. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Try this recipe out. It's really, really delicious. And that's it for this video. So I'll see you next time.